Hey, and welcome to our Educators Can Power Session tonight. Every Wednesday night, you will find us right here. And I'm joined by Kath Horsler from Simple Reflect. Hello, Kath.
Hi guys, hi Nikki.
So every Wednesday night, you might have seen us before, you may not have. We are here at 7:30 here to answer your questions, and we've had questions sent in already, so we're going to answer those first.
Yeah.
But if you do have any questions you would like to ask us about family daycare, how to start it up, how to run it, how to grow it, how to anything, how to make Play-Doh, whatever it is that you want to know, ask us in the comments below. So just pop a comment because I'm going to see those. And if you feel like this could be really valuable to any of your friends and family or people that you might know in your scheme, for example, please share this. So there's a share button just underneath the video. Click the share button, and so other people can also get some real good value out of tonight's video. So this is that you guys have been asking. If you have any more, just let us know. But I think we should just get into it. What do you think?
Absolutely. Why not?
All right, let's do the first one. And we're going to shoot. There we go. So this question is a good one. So this person wants to know, what do schemes offer? And when they say most schemes, I think it's just like, what, in general, what do schemes offer? Because we pay a scheme, our levies. So there's educator levies, there's parent levies, there's enrollment fees. There's a whole range of different levies that schemes can charge. Not all of them charge every one of those fees. But what are you going to get out of that? What are you actually getting? So, Kath, what does your scheme offer for their levies and fees?
Yeah, and I think we've spoken about this once before, and we actually spoke about what the office does for us in the way of timesheets and those sorts of things. But if we bring it back to things like toy library and playgroup, they're the sort of so my scheme offers a fortnightly playgroup. They also offer pickup, so we have a minivan that they'll go around and pick up educators so that they don't have to have a car. It's a great service. And so we do have a toy library. We have we used to have a very, very large toy library, but our scheme moved, so it's a bit smaller than it used to be, but it's quite an extensive toy library. And we also do monthly training as well. So whether that's something that the scheme knows that we need, like the other week we did a Munch and Move, that was all covered. We didn't have to pay for it. It was all covered by the scheme.
That is really good. Yeah.
Yes. They offer those sorts of trainings. But they also, if they can see that the scheme overall educators need help in a certain area, then they might. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
So if they can see that we're needing in an area, then they'll put it on themselves as well. So you can sort of request a focuses, I suppose, for training as well. I think there are three main points of difference for that I see as our scheme offers that I see as really valuable for me as an educator, as well as monthly visits. I think that's a point as well. Some schemes have started to do 3 monthly visits, and so for me to have a monthly visit, I find that really valuable. That's part of my connection. That's part of what I look for. It's part of the support that I really want as an educator. So that's something that my scheme offers as well. So what are other things that your scheme offered?
Well, when I first started looking, so this is, I was what some schemes offered. And then one scheme that I came across, this was actually based down in Brisbane. They offered a toy library, but also a kind of resources for educators just starting out. So if you're in your first 6 months, you could hire car seats from them, as well as porta cots, which I thought was brilliant, which meant that for the first 6 months until you kind of bring in income in, that was that was something you didn't have to buy straight up, which was really, really valuable. I guess generally I have seen a lot of schemes offering playgroups. I know that the scheme I was with was doing a playgroup, but it was made difficult because up here we kind of have a lot of educators, not many of them doing full-time. So, I mean, there are, but you know, there was a fairly large group of us that were not doing full-time. So finding the day for not everyone had a vehicle that was registered to use for family daycare. So that, you know, limited their access, which, you know, I love the concept that your scheme offers that pickup. So is it like a bus? Does it have all the car seats in it, or do they not? Like, how does that work?
No, it's just a minivan so we do fortnightly playgroup, but it's offered Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday mornings. And so we have 5 educators that come and do playgroup each day. And one of those educators will be the pickup. So for the term, you can be the one educator that's being picked up to playgroup. So the 4 educators are making their own way there, and the 5th educator is picked up and brought there. So you can we also about twice a year, I suppose, we move our playgroup to a park, and so on those 4 days, an educator gets picked up and taken to the park as well. So it gives those educators that haven't got their own vehicles the opportunity to get out and network with other educators. Brilliant. It's really important, especially for new educators.
Yeah. And Christine just made a comment here.
Oh, I can't see this. Yeah.
Hang on a second. So she's just said, sorry, I know you can't see it. Can't see that. Anyway, so she said, I feel the visits need to be meaningful, fortnightly to monthly visits, and that they should check that all the relevant documents have been completed and are up to date. Most don't even look at anything, and educators are often left in the dark. That is a good point. I think, you know, when you do go to those, you know, every 3 months, that's like a long period of time for things to be happening. You know, and I just think so that's 4 times a year they're having a spot check. And I just, you know, unless I found it difficult, the first scheme I was with, I couldn't even get onto them via phone. And so I was really hanging on for those visits to actually ask questions and make sure that everything was going well. And I just felt, and that was monthly. So for me, I really needed that monthly. Plus, I wasn't at that time when I first started, I wasn't going out to play groups. So I didn't have the car to do it. Yeah. So I kind of felt like I needed that monthly visit. I needed to make sure that I wasn't losing my mind a little bit of thinking, you know, all this programming. And if you're 3 months, at your 3 months checkup, if you haven't been doing things properly, that's like a whole lot of work that you've then got to catch up on.
Massive amount of work, yeah.
You know, so I just think that's far too long. But I do get it from a scheme's point of view in terms of the cost of doing monthly visits or every 6 weeks because of, you know, especially rural, you know, I think that's an exception because that can make things quite difficult and expensive. One of the other things I have heard of a scheme, I think it's Holistic. I think it's Holistic Family Daycare, do an annual conference for their educators. Everyone comes together. Now that's a national scheme where I don't think the visits are as frequent as what you or I have. So they do like a national conference, but I think the ticket to the conference is included in your scheme levy. So I think it's instead of doing that monthly staff meeting type thing. I think a lot of their stuff is digital, and, online trainings and things like that. So, that's a cool thing, because, people get to network if it's like quite a significant length of time for the conference, maybe a whole day or a whole weekend or something like that. And Kristen has just made another comment. Educational leader one fortnight and then coordinator to check everything else the following fortnight would be perfect. It would keep everyone up to date and not make educators feel like it's just a tick and flick. Yeah, I do agree, Christina, like that would be perfect. But, some schemes that each coordinator is kind of trying to manage, 30 or 40, and that would just be quite hard to manage that kind of frequency. But I think it's
for the schemes as well.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll end up paying even more in your levies, and then obviously not everyone's going to want to do that. I think simply having our scheme had a Facebook group, and I actually thought that was very valuable because I didn't have that in the start. The Facebook groups weren't around then, but having Facebook group was brilliant because I could kind of connect. If I had a quick question, most educators are on there around rest time. So you could kind of get that feedback quite quickly. So that was really cool as well. So, there are other options rather than in-person stuff. And I think you need to work out what's valuable to you. So is having a fortnightly or weekly play group essential for you? Having toy library, having access to resources, all of those kinds of things. Think about what's really important to you, and then you can kind of weigh up, because obviously the more services that a scheme provides, the more expensive their fees will need to be to cover that kind of service. So, you need to decide what's going to be valuable for you as well. So that's a good one.
Yeah, I think when you sort of look at we've got monthly trainings, fortnightly playgroups, and one monthly visits. We're sort of touching base every week. Yeah. And so if you have got any issues, weekly support is ideal, like realistically. But it's just whether that's realistic for some schemes or not. The other things that some schemes do offer is weekly visits for the first 4 to 6 weeks for new educators coming on. So that really, that really gets an educator solid and moving forward and knowing what they're doing right from the start, rather than just being left to monthly visits. I think as a new educator, a monthly visit is can be quite overwhelming and not feel like they're supported enough.
Yeah. And Kelly's also just mentioned that her scheme also do all fee collection and invoicing, which is a massive task to have taken off your plate, because then you don't have to worry about anything like that. You just get your payment each week, fortnight, whatever that is, and you don't have to do all of that stuff. So that is, you need to weigh out whether that is worth it to you, because obviously there would be a cost involved in terms of the cost of the levies, but that's a great one.
Yeah. I think for some educators that would be the cost, the extra cost in a levy may be less than what they'd lose because they don't like chasing parents, like it just, or haven't set up good systems and whatnot. So you'd have to balance out the two.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So our second topic tonight is how to incorporate self-care during and after work. So this is a good one, because I find that a lot of people, especially who come through my membership program, or even just messaging me, one of the main reasons why they leave is it's just too much work. It's overwhelming. It doesn't fit in with family as well as they had thought it was going to be, and they're just exhausted and they just want to go and get a job, and they're not, and I can understand that. And a lot of the time it's, I think having a self-care routine it's not going to eliminate the issues, but it could just make life a little bit more enjoyable by doing a few of those things. So what are the kinds of things that you do in your day for self-care?
Yeah, okay. So I talked to an educator this week about who has been struggling, and she started she's just been getting up 15 minutes earlier, and she's been having a cup of tea on the front veranda before the children come in each day. And she said the difference to her whole day and how she feels has totally changed over doing that just for a week. So, you know, of course I encouraged her to continue doing that, because sometimes it's just the tiny little things that we can add into our schedules that make a huge difference. Yeah. So some of the things I definitely get up early on a Wednesday. I actually wash my hair on a Wednesday morning. I set myself a good half hour extra on a Wednesday morning just because it feels good. It's nice to sort of get to hump day, do something extra for myself. And it sounds really silly, like hop in the shower and wash my hair, but I spend an extra 5 minutes in the shower, and then I sit and have a cuppa before the children come in. And it's almost like, okay, it's hump day. Just take a little bit of extra time, and just that realization that, hey, I can give myself an extra 15, 20 minutes and it's okay. And with all of my parents, I always talk to them about having a half-hour quiet time in the middle of the day, because some of my children at the moment, they're coming in at 7:30, but I often start at 6:30 in the morning and go through to 5. So to talk to parents about their children learning that half hour in the middle of the day, quiet time for them is okay. It's a really good skill to teach children, is the way I come at parents, because I really believe it is. Children need to learn that skill as well. So it's good for them and us. So half hour in the middle of the day where I actually I often have my lunch with the children, but I do whatever, like have that half hour for me. And then my only schedule that I do after work, again, is on a Wednesday. I go to the gym. So that's sort of, and I think I do it on purpose being a Wednesday because it's hump day. But that just, I don't know, keeps me rolling along. It makes me feel good. And I miss it when I haven't done it. So just to do those sorts of things, I love. So I think we've got a few here with us. So can you share with us your self-care routines? Because I think sometimes when you hear about what other educators are doing, you go, oh, okay, I could add 10 minutes of that into there. Or you just realize that 10 minutes here and there actually can make a huge difference to how the week rolls along. And we want longevity. And we don't want to get to the point of being burnt out. Sorry.
And, having some time for me outside. So I like going for a walk in the mornings, and my daughter's not sleeping through the night. So that's not happening right now. But generally, I like to get up early and go for a walk for, just 20 to 30 minutes. Just to be outside. That is my big thing. And I notice my whole day runs smoothly when that happens. But at the moment, because, I'm not getting huge, she is sleeping sporadically. But so for me, having
occasionally.
just 5 to 10 minutes, I do a little meditation. And that is really just some quiet time. It's like the same as having your cup of tea. It's just some quiet time. I like to try and find some space where no one can find me. My kids can find me pretty quickly. The other thing is, the other thing I like to do is, if I do get, say, 5 to 10 minutes, whether it's in the morning or after, like in the afternoon, I get my Fitball out and I do a few little exercises on there, and that just makes me feel better. It takes about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, makes me feel really good. So, there are a few things that you can start incorporating. And Christina's actually just shared her routine. So her day starts at around 4:15. And once the day's finished, she goes for a short run and does a bit of studying each night as well. So she also incorporates some yoga twice a day with the kids, which is a great way. And I always did that. I loved doing singing and just dancing around in the lounge room. And that was really fun. And the yoga, the ABC yoga, is such a great thing. Like, the kids just love it. And I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love doing it. So, yeah. So there's a few things that you can really start doing that isn't going to cost you a lot of time, because I know that there's, we've got our own kids to look after as well. And then getting them organized, whether they're at school or they're home with you, and you've got to organize your day and your home, and so many things to do. But if you can just find a few minutes and do something that is going to fit in with your routine, it's going to make the world of difference. The other thing that really made a difference, actually preparing. Oh my goodness, I would just, be thinking of my kids, packing lunch boxes, and then daycare kids would come in and their lunches would be all beautiful. And I would just be kind of scrounging around trying to find something to eat that I could make really quickly. And oh my goodness, I was just never prepared enough. Dinner was easy, breakfast was easy, lunch was hard. I always found lunch was one of those meals for me that I just would kind of not have anything particular that I could make quite quickly and eat. Yeah. Because for me, days I'm not working, I cook my lunch. So that is always just how I do my lunch. And so to have to make something very simple, I couldn't do that. So it was really difficult.
You know what I've started? Oh, sorry, keep going.
I was just going to say, Kelly has just said, last 30 minutes of quiet inside play with meditation DVD on. She makes sure. And then she also gets 15 minutes just to sit as well. So the parents appreciate everyone being calm for pickup. That's brilliant. That's a really good. Yeah. That's a gift. Clever. That's a gift to parents. Taking home calm children. That's nice.
Yeah, I like that. You know what I've started doing in winter is, the steamed packet of veggies, like the 6-pack of Bird's Eye, whatever you can buy. I've just started cooking one of them for myself for lunch, and and I know it sounds really silly, but it's so easy. It comes out of the freezer, it goes in the microwave when I'm doing the other children's, because quite a few of my children bring crib, heated lunches as well. So I just add mine into the heating as we go, and I can sit with the children with hot veggies. Such an easy way to do lunch. And I got that tip from an educator a few months ago. I was like, I'm going to try that. And it's just, a really easy way to have a hot lunch.
Well, Kelly says she does the same. Well, she grabs a pre-prepared shake for lunch. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I do that for brekkie. Yeah.
And I think it's just I find that the whole everything start to get a bit more stressed. Food for me can kind of be like I'm reaching for sugar and kind of get the exact opposite effect within about an hour or so, and I just need a nap.
Yeah. So
I cannot do that.
So I do ACAs or like a greens shake or one of those sorts of things for brekkie, and then I'll do the steamed veggies for lunch. So that's it's reasonably healthy through the day as well, because I think if we do just have to grab for anything, we're going to grab for sugar. I am anyway.
Yeah.
If I haven't got, and we
get a little prepared, but it works.
Yeah, we want to be setting an example too. We want to actually show the children that we're expecting them to eat healthy. We can eat healthy as well, I think.
Yeah. So does anyone else have any questions that you want us to answer?
Yeah, because they're the two that we had.
They are the two. And I just want to let you know, if you feel like this content would be really valuable to other educators in your scheme about family daycare, please just click on the link. It'll share it with them and they can come and watch this. They don't have to watch it live. The recording will be up straight away, so they can watch that at any time that's going to work. If I or a Barocca works like a charm every time. So have we got any other questions?
Me up Barocca for Brecky.
Tonight, but if you do have, please just leave a comment, because Kath and I are always hanging around the Facebook area. So and Christina said, trust me, I have told everyone about both of you ladies. I think it is would be very helpful for many educators to even just listen in. Thanks, Christina. Appreciate that very much.
We do.
Excellent. All right. Well, yeah, my husband has got it. Yeah, he just kind of
the bubba. Yeah. Is that what we can hear? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
To sleep at 6, so she was sound asleep, but the boys just got home from karate a little bit ago, so they're probably a bit noisy and they've just woken up. So yes.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. That's lovely, Christina. Thank you.
Awesome.
So we need...
Oh, what did you say? Sorry.
Oh, I totally missed what you said then because it just froze. That's all. I was just going to say that we would love some more questions for next week.
My favorite. So you can go and check any of those out if there's topics. We try and summarize the topics in the post so you can see what that episode was about, but go back and check those out to see if there's any information in there that could be really. We will see you next.
We will. We'll see you next week. Oh, thanks, Nikki. Bye, guys.